which is our daughter who lives in Columbia and married to Chaz Mulder in Columbia, Tennessee. And we have one grandchild, which is Marley, she's 2. And our son, Tom, is in D.C. Working up there, and will come home to Memphis in November, 4 days after the election, to be married to a lady from Memphis. So we're excited about that. So that's my family. Just a little bit about me, if I might, to start off with. I was born in Brownsville, Tennessee, raised in Ripley, went to the schools there in Lauderdale County, both elementary and high school. Was the first person fortunate to go to college in my family. Went to UT for my undergraduate degree in banking and finance, and then went on to law school. And after law school, I entered the Air Force in the JAG Corps for 4 years active duty. And then I stayed in the reserve for 8 years after that. I came back home after I got out of the Air Force and practiced law in my hometown of Ripley, Tennessee for 12 years. And then became associated with the bank that my father had come in to work for since 1945. And that was in 92, and in 94 was the first time that I run for this office, and have been fortunate to be elected by the citizens of the 82nd District in different forms and fashion over the past year since 1994. It's an honor for me to represent you folks, although some of you may not be in the 82nd District anymore. I did have this portion, and one of the grand things I liked about it, I actually got to represent the campus of a college. And Dyersburg State has always meant a lot to me for that. And I appreciate all the kindness that the college is saying, because, you know, it's all about education, and it's all about jobs, and it's all about people. And that's what I'd like to focus on here tonight. The number one focus as your state representative has to be on jobs and the economy. In rural Tennessee, many of our counties have double-digit unemployment. People are hurting, and everyone, government and the private sector, have a role to play in putting people back to work. Last summer, I joined some of my colleagues in the Democratic caucus for what we call the Tennessee Jobs Tour. We started in Memphis with multinational corporations like AutoZone, went to the mega site and solar farm in Haywood County, a one-man t-shirt shop in Dresden, the Nissan electric car factory in Smyrna, a family farm in Smith County, all types of different businesses all across the state. And everyone said the same thing. We need to invest in small business, invest in education, and invest in Tennessee companies. With that in mind, I sponsored a series of 7 bills that I call my 2012 Tennessee Jobs Package. To invest in small business, I sponsored legislation that would give startup companies a 20% sales tax credit, or a tax credit, and then a sales tax holiday, much like the one we have that's been so successful in Tennessee for individuals. To invest in education, I sponsored a bill that would have brought $15 million to our tech centers and about $4 million to our community colleges to expand training. So many business owners told us on this tour that they had jobs available, but no one trained with the proper skills to fill the positions. If we invest in our tech centers and open up more programs, we can get our people trained and get them back to work. Finally, and this just seems like common sense to me, to invest in Tennessee companies. I sponsored the Tennessee First Act. This bill would have given Tennessee companies first shot at state contracts so that your tax dollars go to create jobs here, not in China or Mexico. A no-brainer, right? Well, unfortunately, the majority party killed Tennessee First along with these other job-creating measures. But I am not deterred. If I am lucky enough to be voted back to go to Nashville, I'm going to bring every one of these jobs bills back up next session. They aren't partisan. They came from small business owners across Tennessee. Until everyone has that job that they want, I'm going to work across the aisle to get them passed. I said education matters, and it does. When I was on the job tour, the thing I heard most from business owners was that the key to a strong economy in the future is an educated workforce. An educated workforce starts with strong public schools and access to higher ed. How do we get strong public schools? Well, we've made some good progress. Under Governor Bredesen, we raised our standard and won a $500,000 for the Race to the Top grant. I was proud to be a part of that effort, and I was proud that we included stakeholders in deciding to go for that award, and also into preparing how we would do that award. But now I worry that we may be backsliding some. Over the past 2 years, we've seen a real attack on public education. We've limited the autonomy of local schools. We've taken away the rights of our teachers to negotiate for our students. We've rushed into place a new, unvetted evaluation system. There was even an attempt by the majority to raise classroom size, which is counter to every study out there that says kids do better in smaller classrooms. Luckily, I was able to work across the aisle to stop that measure from becoming law. I believe in public education. My wife, my children, and I are all public school graduates from kindergarten through college. I believe we have to support our teachers, empower our local school boards, and engage the community. That's how you build strong public schools. I also believe we have to expand access to higher education, not just four-year colleges, but two-year colleges like we're right here at Dyersburg State, our technology centers, and other vocational training. Not everyone wants or needs a bachelor's degree. Some people want to be plumbers, pipe fitters, welders, HVAC technicians, and there are jobs galore out there for people with those skills. In Ripley, a part of my district in my hometown, we have Tech USA. That's a German company bringing 126 jobs in right now. These are high-skilled jobs that our technology centers have developed specific training programs for. The more that we get people trained with these types of manufacturing and industrial skills, the better chance we'll have to attract companies like Volkswagen that's in Chattanooga to our own mega site in West Tennessee. We also have to be smart with our lottery scholarships. Earlier this year, the majority tried to cut 5,297 lottery scholarships. Thankfully, cooler heads prevailed, and I was able to work again across the aisle to stop these cuts. Our economic future depends on an educated workforce. We simply cannot afford to put up barriers to our kids' education. On the back of my truck, I have a sticker some of you may have seen. It says, simply, people matter. I don't remember where I got the thing, but I keep it there to remind me of why I do what I do. Being your state representative isn't always the easiest thing. It does require me to spend a lot of time away from my family and keeps me from running my business. And those that I work with sort of like it when I'm not there all the time. But you know what I mean about that. It requires me to spend this time away and often requires me to make some pretty tough decisions that some people don't like. And when that happens, people are generally pretty good about letting me know about it, which is as it should be. But I'm running for re-election because I believe there's still work left to do. People really do matter, and we need a government that realizes this fact. We need a government that realizes we aren't some business operating for the biggest profit. We operate for the business of the people, the taxpayers of this state. We have a responsibility to them, to all of you, to invest in the economy and grow jobs. We have a constitutional responsibility to provide a quality public education to every child, from pre-K all the way through higher ed. We have a responsibility to pass balanced budgets that put people first. That's what I've tried to do during my time in Nashville. It's why I hold town meetings, and I've already had 9 this year and hope to hold some more before the end of this year. That's why I put my cell phone number in the newspaper every week, so you can call me when you need me. Jobs matter, education matters, people matter. You matter. Your opinion matters if you send me back to Nashville, and that's the kind of service you're going to get. I hope to work hard for you to earn your vote and to continue as your state representative. Thank you very much.